So the very best part about me is my relationships, the people in my life. And I'm confident that there is not a finer collection of human beings than there are sitting here in this room. Without knowing it, each one of you in these chairs have contributed to my recovery, because Timex has given me a second shot at life. Triathlon has been my path back from the dead. I had no purpose. I was sick. Funny thing about pain is it's all-consuming. When you're in pain, it's very hard to think about anything else than yourself. Think about the last time you had the flu, or you were recovering for surgery. You had people around you that love you and care for you, yet you failed to notice them due to your own discomfort. Well, that was my life for 13 years. Triathlon has introduced me to a whole realm of possibilities that I didn't even know was possible. So what my 35 years has taught me is that life, it's too short to settle. Life without passion is one without purpose. So I would encourage you to not waste another second unless you're absolutely confident that you discovered what your passion is. So how do you benefit from hearing my personal story to apply to your own life? Because this message today, it's not about me. It's about what you can gain from hearing me and what you can take from this room to share with others. And so I'd like to present that purpose is actually a process. And there are 6 steps involved so that you can find what you were truly created to do. So let's just start and consider your potential. What are you good at? Or what do you love to do? If time were of no matter, where would I find you? Pursuit, or some may call this practice. Once you've discovered your potential, and guys, it can change. I had no idea I was a triathlete until 26 years old. You may have some undiscovered talent inside of you. Pursue it. Because if you don't pursue your potential, it's nothing more than wasted talent. How would you like to make it to the end of your life and hear your friend say, he had so much potential? She could have been so great. You didn't pursue it. So step 1, what's your potential? Step 2, what's your pursuit? How are you practicing that? How are you figuring it out? The way I figured it out is simply going through the motions. I put one foot in front of the other, started with a walk, increased to a run. I got on a bike, felt out of control, but kept riding and eventually became natural. And the swim, well, the swim is the swim, but I'm happy to say this past Sunday in Raleigh, North Carolina, I had a great swim, and it set up my entire race. So pursue it. Do not let it die. So the next step would be pain. If you're pursuing your passion, if you're pursuing your potential for that matter, you are going to experience adversity. Beyond my life-saving surgery in 2006, I had another major surgery in 2011. And who's to say that another surgery is not in my future? But then again, who's to say a surgery is not in any one of our futures? We don't know. But pain is a part of life. And for some reason, our culture demonizes pain. It tells us to do what's comfortable, do what's familiar. Set up a comfort zone and do not stray from it. You know the problem with the comfort zone, guys, is it limits your capabilities. It limits your capacity. If you ever find yourself saying, well, it's just how it's always been. This is the way. Your life may be fine, you may be comfortable, But that mindset rests in the what is over what could be. Because here's what I know for sure. Inside of us, we all have a dream. And less than 5% of our entire population is actually living it. And I can say with 100% confidence after my near-death experience, and not that you have to die or come close to dying to have this realization, is that I am living my athletic dream. And it never would have been possible had I not come into that emergency situation. Potential, pursuit, pain. Pain happens to all of us. We can't control what happens to us. But what we can control is how we react to it. So I want to call the fourth P perseverance. Okay? It's a great word, isn't it? We all like to talk about it. But do we live it? Let me ask that again. Make sure that's sinking in. Do you live perseverance? Is it safe to say that everyone in the room has something about their life right this minute that you would rather be different? Something that you would like to change? Whether it's a long commute to work, whether it's a bum knee, whether it's a dog that won't stop barking at night when you're trying to sleep, something. Well, what are you going to do about it? Can you do something about it? Can you persevere through that pain? Because on the other side of perseverance, moving into step 5, is your passion. And for any of you that have known me for any length of time, and I guess now all of us together that we spent 20 or 25 minutes together, you can tell I'm a passionate guy. I have a problem living every day without my passion. Matter of fact, I will not settle for it. And sometimes my passion gets me in trouble. Sometimes I say things before I think about them. But more times than not, it works out to my benefit, because at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. But it's a great feeling, because passion is where we are all most fully alive. And when you find your passion, you found your purpose. And I would encourage you to change it up, to embrace change rather than resist it. And start today just by driving a different way home than you normally do. Tomorrow morning, wake up on the other side of the bed. Cook breakfast for your wife or for your husband. These are all practical applications. Because when you find your passion, you will find your purpose. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Bo. That's awesome. Anybody have any questions out there? Q&A? Anybody want to ask anything of Bo or the multi-sport team?
Should I take my shirt off now? Is that what y'all want?
We should talk, because I definitely need to learn how to swim. So David Payne is laughing over there, but seriously, we should talk.
Tristan taught me, so...
Really? That's a shocker.
Yeah, right.
I don't believe that one. Great. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I know we don't want to take up too much of your time today. Oh, sorry. Question.
Did you know how to swim before, or did you teach yourself before the event?
Listen, how about I knew how to not drown? Started putting strokes in it. That was definitely a learning curve. That's a good question. And by the way, swimming is by far the best total body workout there is. Minimal amount of damage, maximum amount of benefit. Yes, ma'am.
That hospital, you don't have to call the name.
So I'm sorry.
The hospital that you were in Canada, I'm from Canada. Was that in Aurelia, Ontario?
Yes.
Which is in the boondocks.
I had no idea where I was.
Yeah. It's a pretty small hospital.
It definitely
Thank
will.
God you're here today.
Yeah, there's no question I wasn't done on that day, because for all practical purposes, in that facility, which you can attest to, there's, right. He could have used a butter knife as far as I'm concerned. Yes, ma'am.
Did you use a coach to help you through?
I did, and it was actually one of our other multi-sport team members who also lives in the same area that I do. And I think coaches are fantastic, not just athletic coaches, but professional coaches, marriage coaches, relationship, whatever they may be, because they're accountability partners, and they hold you to what you say you're going to do. And life's too hard to do it alone, and I don't think any of us, well, we weren't created to do life alone. So coaches are a wonderful collaboration piece. Yes, sir.
How do you balance your professional life with the sports?
That's a great question.
Can you repeat the question? You want to hear the question?
Yeah, how he balances training with his professional life.
So I think the ongoing question in our sport is constantly, how do you balance your training? How many hours you spend in the water? How many hours you spend on the bike? Running, and I'm not necessarily sure there's an answer to that. And the reason I'll lead with that is that I'm not so sure there is such thing as balance in life. Okay? We were all created for a purpose, and I hope we're living that purpose. But when we're living our purpose, time flies. Because we're absolutely engaged, we're absolutely productive. But from a time management standpoint, and in my particular situation, I run my own business. I am a financial advisor, coach, and aspiring platform speaker. So I hope the response will be good. But this is something that I'm passionate about doing, and there are roughly 1 million surgeries similar to my own that are done each year, and the devastating nature about this particular surgery is that most people do not want others to know what's going on. If you think about the nature of the disease, it's not socially acceptable. It's not something people like to talk about. So the fact that awareness needs to be created, and I have a tremendous platform in racing, makes me feel like there's a real need to speak on the benefits of this surgery and actually getting life back from the jaws of death. Because I know at some point everyone in the room has had a stomach ache. The thing about a stomach ache is it's right in the middle of your body, so you can't really get away with it. You just want to lay down and just crawl up in a ball and not go anywhere, and that's no life to live. And so my story is just one example of how life is possible without limits. And I know all of us, particularly associated with this company and such an outstanding organization, are passionate about life. You guys do great things. Brian gave me a tour earlier this morning, and I am absolutely amazed at what you are able to produce. And so I know this is a question, but perhaps I'm flipping it and spinning it into me expressing my gratitude just for being here. I mean, you guys are phenomenal. And I don't know each one of you and exactly understand what you do, but you represent a greater cause. And you give 50 of us all over the world a chance to perform, to race, to pursue our passion. Training is a necessary evil. Racing is the best thing in the world when it comes to a triathlon. And to get to race for the Timex Multisport team, that is the biggest honor that I could ever imagine, and there's no price tag that you can put on that. So on behalf of all of my teammates, thank you for doing what you do. Because without Timex, I certainly wouldn't be here.
Will the wife race with you?
I'm sorry, say again?
Does your wife race with you?
So my wife is a multiple Boston runner, but she is terrified of the bike. She doesn't like being clipped in, and she thinks it goes too fast, and she gets out of control. And she actually has quite an interesting swim technique as well. So not conducive to racing. So no, sir, she does not.
Also, when you run or swim, who chases who?
Well, I'm chasing her on the run for sure, but I think I've got her on the bike and in the water. Rick,
Hey, Bo. What's your dream race?
Kona.
Kona?
I cannot stop until I get there.
Hey, Bo, when's your next race?
Next race is Ironman Coeur d'Alene at the end of the month. So it's been a busy season. I've raced 5 times so far, but when you're talking about Ironman, those in the room that have done Ironman, it's a whole different level. So I am very excited, and thanks to your all's wonderful area, I got a fantastic run in this morning where in Nashville it's 90 degrees and 100% humidity. So thank you for that too.
What's your favorite race that you've done?
My favorite race was probably the Augusta 70.3, just because it was a PR and it was my first 70.3 World Championships qualifier. But Vegas was pretty awesome as well. It was a crazy weather day. So guys, the World Championships at the half Ironman distance have been in Las Vegas for the last 4 years. But now they're moving to Mont Tremblant, Canada, where we're going in September, but this past year in Las Vegas. And I think there are other things that make a race great, particularly the travel and the camaraderie and just the individuals on our team. Because here's the thing, I'm the biggest fan of our team in the world. I mean, the guys that I get to race with, it's just, I'm in awe. And they push me to keep training and to keep racing, and evidently so, because each year I've gotten faster. And as long as Tristan continues to give me a shot, I'm going to keep racing, I'm going to keep training, I'm going to get better and pour into those who also would like to be a part of the team, because I was there, and my greatest value to this team is as an ambassador, not as an athlete.
What's your quickest marathon time?
My quickest marathon time is 3:02, and that was in Huntsville 7 months ago. But the problem with running Boston is not necessarily the time; it's actually being in front of the computer in the window that you can actually get on and register. I've tried the last 2 years and I can't get in. It's just like, we're sold out. It's like, you just opened 5 minutes ago, you're sold out. And even, trying to call somebody, taking advantage of relationships, because we all know it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Okay, I think that applies here in this more refined, cultured Northeast than in the South. But that angle didn't work either. So if anyone has any tips on getting in Boston, I'd love to know.
Hey, Bo, what's your favorite Timex watch?
The one that I'm wearing, guys, and literally I wear this watch everywhere. When I landed yesterday, I had my suit on, and I had 2 comments before I got off the plane. That is a beautiful watch. And I guess in the past, GPS watches have been stereotypically labeled as too big, obnoxious, what have you, but the Run Trainer 2.0, and this isn't a commercial, okay? But the Run Trainer 2.0 it's a showpiece. It's a workhorse, but it's also a show horse. I love it. I go wear it every single day. So that's an easy one. But I'm also pretty excited about what's coming. I know I'm not supposed to know everything, and I don't know everything, but as far as I'm concerned, within 2 years, there will not be another watch manufacturer in the world, including our friends who think they know GPS technology. Well, guys, I'll be around for a couple minutes afterwards, so if I could shake your hand, it would certainly be an honor. And thank you again for your service to Timex.
Great, thanks again, Bo. Just falling after Bo, it's a little tough, but I just wanted to make a quick announcement. We are, a lot of people have been asking about the Timex 5K this year, and we just wanted to let you know that we are definitely holding it. So we're actually, as part of this trip with Bo, we wanted to announce the 3rd annual Timex 5K. It's going to be open to friends and family, ages 14 and over. We selected September 4th as our race day, and September 11th as the rain date. So we roughly have 3 months now to train, or yep, 3 months is right, so we should have plenty of time. In the back, we set up some cute computers. If you want to go back there right now and register, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, we'll send out an email later today with a link. Kate Alexander's here is our tech rep, and she provided some Fleet Feet coupons. So if you wanted to get outfitted with some shoes or apparel, there's some 10 and 20% off coupons back there. We also printed out some Couch to 5K training programs and some intermediate 5K training programs. So whether you've never done a race before or this is your 10th 5K, we would encourage everybody to get out there. Everyone in this race, whether you're walking or running, we really want you to get out there and be inspired by Bo, be inspired by our team, and take a chance. And we're going to hopefully have the biggest turnout we've had in the 3 years. So thanks everyone for coming, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.